So we're here today at the March for Life, and we're going to be hearing from Joshua Freed. He's one of the candidates running for governor. He didn't have an opportunity to speak to the crowd, so I asked him if he would like to make a statement, and we'll get to hear some of his positions, specifically, I think, on the pro-life and abortion issues. And so without any further ado, I will hand the mic over to Joshua Freed.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the opportunity to be able to share a little bit. We had just an amazing turnout here today. I would say several thousand people gathered here on the steps and even all the way over to the state Supreme Court. A lot of people are moved seeing what's happening within our state and across our nation that really value human life. And I know my party, the Republican Party, definitely supports human life from all different stages, from conception all the way to birth. We're ones that believe that we want to see those people thrive. And right now, even in our state of Washington, we're seeing lives that are just suffering across the streets across our state. We're seeing people struggling from mental health issues that are not being addressed, whether it's suffering and homelessness and people struggling with drug or alcohol addiction. Even our own Western State Hospital was decertified in July 2018, leaving the most vulnerable among us, the mentally ill, without a place that they can get the help that they desperately need. So as governor, I'm going to fight to make sure those people get help. I'm going to fight to make sure that people who are struggling from addiction aren't left just to take drugs underneath the tarp beside the freeway. That's not true compassion. Compassion is saying, reaching your hand out to your neighbor and making sure that we're loving them in a proper way. So here in Washington State, I'm seeing a lot of positive turns here and excited for the year that's ahead. So God bless you.
Mr. Freed, may I ask you a couple of questions?
Oh, for sure.
If you were governor and a bill that restricted abortion came across your desk, and obviously there's a lot of variables there, but how would you receive a bill that limited or restricted abortion?
Well, I think that is, the voters have spoken on that many times, and if they have an opportunity yet again to speak and voice into that, and the legislature, both the House and the Senate, would move forward the bill, both passing through there, I would be happy to sign such a bill.
Let me, it's more of a related question. There, for several years, and currently at this moment, there is a bill or several bills circulating that define themselves as comprehensive sex education bills. What is your position on those bills?
Oh, I do not support the bill that would teach a child in kindergarten about sex education. I have 5 kids. I feel that's my responsibility as a parent to make sure that we're teaching our own children. The indoctrination of children at age 12 years old, exposing them to the things that they shouldn't. When I was in kindergarten or first grade, second grade, I was outside playing in the forest or just playing in a sandbox ultimately. But to teach kids in kindergarten some of those details is beyond imagination, that we would leave that in the hands of folks that are not even the parents of that child. So no, I'm not for a bill like that, and it's quite an offense to parents here. There's also forced vaccinations that are trying to be pushed forward. I'm not in favor of forced vaccinations. For those who, on one side of the aisle, say it's my body, my choice, then why wouldn't they say it's my body, my choice with forced vaccination here in our state?
There was an initiative last year that required parental consent before a child could be taken for a mandatory abortion. What's your position on parental consent?
Well, parents are the ones who are responsible for their children. In Washington State, you can get an abortion at such a young age without a parent knowing. Listen, that's whether you're pro-life or pro-choice, you must recognize that's a very traumatic, very difficult time for anybody going forward. So you would think that somebody saying how difficult it is for somebody to make a choice of abortion, you'd want to make sure that a parent would be involved with that no matter what.
Let me ask you one last question.
Sure.
And that is on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being pro-abortion, or 1 being pro-abortion, 10 being anti-abortion. On a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rate yourself?
I am absolutely pro-life, without a doubt. And I believe, it's interesting, today we get excited about finding bacteria on Mars or elsewhere, and we're saying that bacteria is life. Yet we have life here in the form of children that we should be supporting. We've been hearing from the eastern side of our state that folks are willing to kill a child after it's born. We're getting to a point of great extremes. And I support life in all different levels, meaning We support babies. We support people that are struggling on the streets. We support life all the way to death, right? And life is in all different forms that we need to make sure that we're supporting here in Washington State. But what a day here today. It was rainy, it was cold, but we had thousands of people out making sure that we're speaking quite clearly that we value people from all different walks of life, from all different nationalities and races, whatever it might be. We support life no matter what, and equal opportunity for all.
Well, I can see you're very dedicated because you, like the rest of us, are soaking wet.
My hands are still shaking a little bit.
I want to thank you for coming and showing your support here and also taking the time to answer questions. It's a very interesting gubernatorial race we have, and I think it's very important that the voters know everything they can find out about the people who are going to replace Governor Inslee.
You bet. Well,
Thank you very much for speaking to us.
Awesome. Looking forward to that time to replace Inslee this next year. God bless you.